What if I told you that every single day, your brain runs on autopilot, replaying the same thoughts, feelings, and behaviors from your past, and that these patterns are not only keeping you stuck but actively shaping your future? What if, in just 7 days, you could reprogram your mind and create a brand new reality for yourself? Now, I know what you're thinking. You've heard promises like this before, and change sounds great in theory, but in practice, life keeps pulling you back to old habits. So why does this happen, and how can we break free? Today, we'll dive into Dr. Joe Dispenza's revolutionary ideas on how to reprogram your brain, and by the end of this video, you'll have a powerful tool to start making real changes, starting today. Stick around, because I've got a challenge for you that could transform your life in just 1 week. Before we get into it, if you're passionate about personal growth and unlocking your full potential, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm here to help you along your self-improvement journey with actionable advice and insights that really work. Think about this: most of us wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about our problems. We replay arguments, we dwell on our worries, and without realizing it, we're already living in the past. Those negative thoughts are tied to memories, and every memory carries an emotion: frustration, fear, anger. And here's the kicker: how you think and feel in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. If you're thinking about something that upset you yesterday, those emotions will bleed into today. Imagine you had an argument at work. The next day, you wake up still fuming about it. You might think, "I'll move past it." But in reality, the anger lingers. If you carry that anger for days, weeks, even months, it eventually becomes part of who you are. People around you start to notice. You're seen as the angry person. But is that really who you want to be? And here's the crucial part: every time you think about that past event, you are not just remembering it. You are reliving it. Your body doesn't know the difference between a memory and reality, so the same emotions you felt then are the ones you feel now. That's why stress, anger, and frustration can feel so deeply ingrained. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Let's pause for a moment. How often do you catch yourself ruminating on something from the past? Whether it's a mistake you made or something someone else did to you, do you ever feel like you're stuck replaying the same scenarios over and over? Here's the problem: the more you think about these things, the more they shape your reality. And it's not just emotional, it becomes physical. You see, your brain and body become hardwired to these feelings. So if you're constantly thinking in the past, you're just recreating the same future, over and over again. But here's the good news: you don't have to be stuck. You have the power to break this cycle. It's not easy, but it's possible. Let me share a story with you. Sarah was someone who felt constantly stuck. Every day felt like a repetition of the last: stress, frustration, exhaustion. Her mornings began with scrolling through her emails and social media, instantly feeling overwhelmed by all the tasks and responsibilities ahead of her. This stress followed her throughout the day. She wasn't happy with her job, but she felt trapped, like nothing could change. One day, Sarah discovered Dr. Joe Dispenza's teachings and decided to give meditation a try. At first, she felt restless, her mind racing with thoughts like, "This won't work," or "I have too much to do." But she kept at it. After just a few days, she started noticing subtle shifts. She wasn't as reactive to stressful situations. She found moments of calm and focus where chaos used to dominate. By the end of the week, Sarah realized she was starting to take control of her thoughts and emotions. That sense of feeling stuck? It began to melt away. Sarah didn't change her circumstances, she changed how she responded to them. Imagine if you could do the same. What would your life look like if you stopped letting your past define your present? Now, why do most of us struggle to break these patterns? The reality is, 95% of who we are by age 35 is a set of unconscious habits, beliefs, and behaviors running in the background like a well-worn computer program. You wake up, check your phone, get dressed the same way, drive the same route to work, see the same people, and feel the same emotions. It's predictable, comfortable, but it's also limiting. We might tell ourselves we want something different, something better, but then we fall right back into the same old routine. The conscious part of you, the 5%, might say, "I want to be happy, healthy, and successful." But here's the catch: the other 95% of you, the part run by your subconscious mind, is still clinging to those old programs, routines, and negative emotions. It's like showing up to a marathon but only running with one leg. You're fighting an uphill battle. No wonder change feels so hard. This is where meditation comes in. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that in order to change the programming of your subconscious mind, you need to slow down your brainwaves through meditation. When you do this, you can move beyond the analytical mind, the part of you that's stuck in the old, and start accessing the subconscious. This is where real transformation happens. You might wonder, why meditation? Why not just decide to change? The truth is, most of us can't consciously override years of conditioning with willpower alone. The conscious mind is like a weak muscle, and the subconscious is like a trained athlete. Meditation helps you access the deeper layers of your mind where those automatic programs live. So here's a question for you: are you choosing to live the same day over and over again, or are you ready to step into something new? Most people think their emotions are just reactions to the world around them, but what if your emotions are actually creating your world? Take a look at your daily thoughts. Are they helping you build the future you want, or are they keeping you in the past? If your thoughts are full of stress, fear, or resentment, it's no surprise your life feels stuck. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about rewiring the way your brain functions. Here's the challenge I promised. For the next 7 days, I want you to carve out just 15 minutes every morning. During that time, practice meditation. Close your eyes and visualize the future life you want. See yourself living in abundance, happiness, and peace. But don't just see it, feel it. This is the crucial part. The brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination when emotions are involved. If you truly feel what it's like to be successful, to be happy, or to be loved, your brain will start wiring those experiences into your subconscious. But expect resistance. Your body is used to feeling stressed or anxious, and it doesn't want to change. It's like trying to train a wild animal. At first, it'll resist. But if you stick with it, you'll start to notice changes. Here's something to remember: most of us are living as victims of our own minds, letting our thoughts from the past dictate our actions and emotions today. But through this simple meditation practice, you can take back control. You can stop reacting to life and start creating it. Think about it: how many thoughts do you have each day? Experts say it's around 60,000 to 70,000, and guess what? About 90% of those are the same thoughts you had yesterday. If you want a different future, you need to think differently. Meditation helps you become aware of those old thought patterns so that you can replace them with new, empowering ones. The word meditation literally means to become familiar with. When you meditate, you become familiar with the thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that make up the old you. And with practice, you can start to create a new self, one that's not weighed down by the past, but inspired by the future. So, how do you start creating this new self? Think of it like planting a garden. First, you have to pull out the weeds, all those negative thoughts and emotions. Then, you prepare the soil by setting your intentions and focusing on the future you want. Finally, you plant the seeds through meditation, visualization, and feeling the emotions of your future self. It's not an overnight process, but it's incredibly powerful. Remember, just like training a dog to sit, your mind and body will resist at first. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. And once your body surrenders, you'll experience a powerful release of energy. You'll feel lighter, more connected to your future, and less attached to the emotional baggage of the past. So, that's your 7-day challenge: 15 minutes of meditation each morning. Visualize, feel, and start creating your future self. It may seem simple, but it's incredibly effective. If you found this video helpful and want more content on personal development and mindset improvement, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. Drop a comment below and let me know how the 7-day challenge is going for you. I'd love to hear about your experiences. And if you're interested in further improving your skills in building better relationships and personal growth, check out my video on Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's full of great tips on how to communicate effectively and create positive connections. You can find the link here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.